There we go. Now they can hear me. Welcome to the pre-show for the free show. My name is Vina, and that's Greg Tepper.
What's up, everybody? Hello. I'm sure. Hello. It's good to be here. There's a. This was a really. I'm trying to put it into trying to frame it up correctly. This is a pretty singular sports weekend. You had the NBA Finals. You had Game 5 of the NBA Finals.
Yes.
The New York Knicks won on Saturday night.
Knicks is currently going insane right now, or New York is going insane right now.
Last night, I don't know if this caught people's attention, but somebody won the Stanley Cup last night.
Yes.
The Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup last night. You have the College World Series going on in Omaha. Like Texas played either yesterday or Friday, like up there in Omaha. And then, of course, you have like the world's largest sporting event, which is happening right now.
Here.
And it's happening in our fair burg, whether you're talking about here in Dallas or down in Houston, as the World Cup, Copa Mundial, has come to the United States as well as Canada and Mexico.
Great Spanish.
It's interesting because I know that there are reports out there that the travel to the United States internationally has been less than expected, but like I think even I underestimated, even given that, I think I underestimated the appetite for the World Cup, because just looking at the scenes at these various locales, it has been like really remarkable. Like I knew the World Cup was a really big deal, and then you're just like, oh, and then it shows up in your backyard. And that, I think, because we were in Kansas City this weekend, and Kansas City is hosting a game Tuesday at Arrowhead.
Okay.
Well, it's not Arrowhead; it's Kansas City Stadium now. And they like, now Kansas City loves soccer; they're super into soccer. But it was like they were very clearly like, and I think Kansas City's hosting maybe like 2 or 3 matches. They were going nuts. They have not hosted a match yet, but there were people in our hotel with like Argentina flags like on their door.
Oh my gosh.
Argentina plays, I think, tomorrow night at Arrowhead, and like folks from all over the world have like descended on there. They had like a big fan fest there. It is wild. And I like, again, I knew in my brain that like it's a huge deal, but I guess I just really didn't. Even like a place, I thought like, oh, like the places where the games are happening, it's going to be big. Like there hasn't been a game in Kansas City yet, but they were going crazy. And then, it's. I think I'm in favor of the World Cup for a number of reasons. One, I like soccer. 2, I like I like spectacles. And 3, it really plays into one of my strongest held political beliefs, which is there should be live sports on all the time.
Yes.
There should be. I think people who've watched the show for the last 10 years know that is one of my most consistent points, which is if elected, I will promise that there is at least one live sporting event on television at all times. I want there to be a Bangladeshi cricket match at 3 a.m. on Christmas morning.
Yes.
Like I want there to be that to be available. And so what has been great has been in the group stage, there's been 4 matches every day. And so like right now, I think they're at halftime in Atlanta for Spain and Cape Verde. And the Cape Verde goalkeeper is 40 years old and standing up for all the unks out there. He's doing fantastic. Where I think they were scoreless last I left. There was like a minute left to stoppage time. All that's to say, I love that there's just sports at all times. That's fantastic. I think Dallas Arlington is hosting more games than any other place. They're hosting 9 matches. Matt Stepp was there yesterday for Japan and the Netherlands, which ended up being a banger. A 2-2. After kind of a sleepy first half, it really got going and finished 2-2. It looked fantastic. It looked awesome. Like,
Did
the
you
whole
see the
scene.
Netherlands going crazy outside?
Oh, yeah.
It was
No, they're an orange cult. Like, they're
was so cool.
nuts. The Dutch are crazy, and I love it. It's spectacular.
It's awesome.
There's also a bunch of stuff on Instagram right now and on TikTok of all of these folks who are visiting Texas who just like can't believe that we live here.
The yellow bus. They were like, oh, I see. There's a yellow bus. I've only seen those in the movies.
Yeah. Or like, I mean, like the food. They're just eating the food. And they're just like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I saw one where it was like they were eating Torchy's tacos, and I was like, "This is authentic tacos." Like, I was like, "No, I don't know Torchy's tacos."
It's like, fine. I'm not here to tell you it's terrible.
Yeah,
But like, we can do better.
I mean, it's a good taco.
But like, I just think that that's super cool. I thought Houston was home to the best moment of the World Cup so far yesterday when Curacao scored. I don't know if everybody was paying attention. They played Germany. So Curacao.
It was on Saturday morning?
It was Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Curacao is the smallest nation to ever qualify for the World Cup. And they've never been in the World Cup, obviously. And their first matchup is with Germany, who's won the World Cup 4 times. Like a legit like powerhouse. An absolute wagon.
Yeah.
And Germany scores to go up 1-0. And then, like, something weird happens in the 22nd minute because Curacao scores. And I have consumed so much reaction video from Curaçaoans who are going, it's like the most important moment in national history.
Dang.
They scored. Now, I want to be very clear. Germany then scored 6 unanswered and won 7-1. But in my brain, that game will always finish Curacao 1, Germany won.
Of course.
Because that was just a super cool moment. Mexico opened things up on Thursday.
Let's freaking go.
And they played... Who'd they play?
I should know this. They played...
they played like a decent team, if I remember correctly.
I'm blanking. It was during work.
They won 2-0. They played South Africa.
South Africa, yes.
It was a super weird game. There were like 3 red cards. It was kind of gross.
It was on Friday, right?
Yeah, it was, that was on Thursday.
Thursday.
It was on
Thursday, yes. We were working.
They won 2-0. I like this Mexico team. I like them a lot. I usually don't love the style that El Tri plays with, but I like this. I like the makeup of this Mexican team.
We still have our 40-year-old goalie.
We love it. We love an Unk goalie.
He still looks great though. Hey, he's a good-looking guy. I think all the Hispanic Latinas have always had a small crush on Memo Ochoa. So.
We love an Unk keeper. They play their next matchup is with South Korea, which will be a great matchup. But I thought the scene there at Azteca was awesome.
Oh my gosh!
I think all the Mexican stadiums have looked like prime time. They've looked so pretty.
It's a huge stadium,
and
too.
it also helps that like Fox and the FIFA like cameras are all like super high def, and they've got every camera for this thing. So they got these beautiful drone shots of like it's unbelievable the way they've done it. And I'm of the opinion that like we'll get to American football here in a moment. I'm of the opinion that if they weren't going to have I hate that the finals in New York or New Jersey. I don't like that.
Is it? Oh, I did not know that.
It's in New Jersey. I wish it was in Arlington. I know they were really, really gunning for it, and I know they were disappointed when they didn't get it. They do have a semifinal.
What's the stadium in New Jersey?
It's at MetLife.
Oh.
Where the Giants and Jets play. So that's where it is. If it wasn't going to be Arlington, I wanted it to be at Azteca.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is the...
Mexico City.
Like, England has Wembley. They have a national stadium. I think you can make the argument that AT&T Stadium is the national stadium of the United States. But, like, certainly there's enough. But Mexico has Azteca. Like, that's where it should be played, my opinion. Anyway, there was also... The United States also played. They played Friday night.
That was a great game.
And let me tell you, folks...
Little old U.S.
That was a shocking display for me. Because... I think I've just gotten my heart broken enough by the United States men's national team that I just have super low expectations all the time. I'm like, let's get out of the group. Let's just get out of the group. and then for them to go and impose their will on Paraguay. Now, I want to be clear. They're better than Paraguay. That's in my opinion, that's the weakest team in the pool.
They look great, though.
But in the past, when the U.S. has played a team that they're better than, they win like 2-1 in a needlessly nail-bitey game where it's just like, oh my gosh, they can't get anything going.
Yeah.
Like they can't. Instead, they imposed their will. Mauricio Pochettino has like unlocked Christian Pulisic. He has unlocked Weston McKennie. That was the best they've ever looked in a United States kid.
It was a lot of fun.
Flo Balogun is him with a capital H. Like, I don't know. Fired up. They might be reeling me back in. All that's to say, they're going to lose like 2-0 in a super ugly matchup against Australia on Friday, and they're just going to like bring me back down. But like, I don't know. They're trying because that was I texted my buddy, especially that first half. I said that might be the best most complete 45 minutes in like American soccer history. It was awesome. So good. And then Gio Reyna is scoring a Trivela. What are we doing in the World Cup? An American? Like an American Gio Reyna who's been like largely kind of disappointing in his career. I don't know. It was a wild thing on Friday night.
Football's Tep is on.
It was a wild thing to watch. But I'm glad they won. So go USA.
Go Mexico.
Hit the Mexico. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show at 50% capacity. My name is Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today with two hands, 10 and 2 on the wheel. She is our friend Vianney Moreno. Hello, Vianney Moreno.
Hi, guys.
So Mexico plays 8 o'clock.
It's a late
Thursday
game.
Night.
That's
a prime time.
Mexico jersey just came in.
Your El Tri jersey?
Yes.
Listen, like I said, I like this team. I like this team a lot. I wish I didn't. I know I'm not supposed to like them. I wish I didn't. No, I'm in the United. I'm supporting the United States. Like,
listen, but I also
like
support
Mexico is the biggest.
U.S. too.
What's that?
I also support the U.S. too, but
that's fine.
Yeah,
but you're just a better person than I am. I'm a United States fan, so therefore, that's like being a Red Sox fan and be like, yeah, but I also like the Yankees. You know what I mean? Like, no, not gonna be like that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Fine.
You have ties to both countries.
Yes.
I do not have a tie to Mexico, other than I just love everything about Mexico.
What about me? I'm your friend.
Well, yeah, but I have like Dutch friends, but I'm not rooting for the Dutch. I have German friends. I'm not rooting for Germany.
I would like to hear the chat go off, please.
I'm just saying, like, as a United States fan, it is required of me to have a level of disdain towards Mexico.
Yes, that makes sense.
But also, I just like this team. I like this squad. Today is Monday, June 15th, 2026. It is a mere 164 days till Thanksgiving. Happy early birthday to my older brother, Matt, who will have a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Matt. It is episode 1942. On today's show, folks, we got headlines from across state. We're going to kind of catch up over stuff that's happened over the past week or so, 2 weeks-ish, including there was a big meeting in Austin last week that could have major ramifications for Texas high school football in a lot of different ways. We'll talk about that. In the back half of the show, Matt Stepp was down at one of the state qualifying tournaments, caught up with the head coach of the Mesquite Skeeters, Coach Raphael Thomas.
Mesquite Skeeters.
We'll hear from Raphael Thomas coming up here at the back half of the program. Do we have first four through the door?
Yes, we do. And the chat is going crazy over Knicks and just all sorts of stuff. Tony Blaylock, Red Eyes, A Park 1319, and CU Brown 87. Hi, guys.
Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending part of your day with us. Let's get to some headlines from across the state of Texas. And there are a fair number of them because we're playing a little bit of catch-up. We've been talking a lot about the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. If you're wondering where your magazine is, it's being printed right now. If you're a subscriber, you should be getting it mid to late June. If you are waiting for it to hit store shelves, that's cool too, I suppose. But you'll have to wait until late June or early July to get your copy. TexasFootball.com/subscribe is the best way to get it. Let's catch up on some headlines from across the state of Texas. So last week, down in Austin, and maybe this slid under your radar, but the UIL Legislative Council met last week. And they only meet, I believe it's a couple times a year. And the June one is always the big meeting. It's the one we're always kind of keeping an eye on because that is when they can make rule changes that could impact the upcoming season. And there were a couple of notable things to come from the UIL Legislative Council meeting. The first is something that I think is an expansionist thought on Texas high school football, and that is home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs. Now, in Class 6A and 5A, right now, if you finish as the higher seed in your first round matchup, so if you are district champion and you're playing a fourth place team, or you're a second place team and you're facing a third place team, you have the option to have home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs. And so if Coppell, my alma mater, were to win their district, they could host their first round playoff game. They would have that right. You don't have to. That is just an option. Okay? That gives them an advantage. I've always been a fan of that. I think that there's a lot of people who complain about too many teams making the playoffs. Those people are wrong. But one of the things that I think that the current playoff system kind of hurts it is that it diminishes the value of like a district championship, because I think district championships matter. This gives you an incentive to want to win a district championship because you can have a first round home playoff game, which is huge. So that's been in 6A and 5A. And overall, I think it's been pretty well received by coaches and administrators from across the state of Texas. Well, the committee voted on Friday or last week to approve home field advantage for the first round for all classifications in football as well as in all sports. So all of soccer, basketball, volleyball, etc. Now, there's two caveats here. One, this is not a done deal. Actually, let me do the second one first. One, they're going to tweak it. There are going to be some mileage and calendar restrictions to make sure that, I don't know exactly what that's going to mean, but they're going to tweak that rule to make sure that it is the most fair for the most number of people. So it's not going to be a blanket thing, but it's going to be mostly blanket. Second is that it's not a done deal. It will move for final approval in October. It comes out of committee. That's the way that these things work. It comes out of committee with approval. It now goes for final approval in October. This will likely not be in place for 2026. If it is approved, and seems to be turning that way, broadly speaking, they don't approve them out of committee and then kill them in the executive session. But this does look likely for 2027. So my guess is, and again, this is taking information that we have and then expounding on it. My guess is that in 2027, every UIL football team will have an option for having first round home field advantage if you're the higher seed. I think that's what's coming. So keep an eye on that. We'll keep you covered on that. Okay. Second, another thing that they were going to take under advisement, and that is to allow coaches to coach their state 7-on-7 teams. So for those who don't know, state 7-on-7 is coming up here, and the state qualifying tournaments have been going on over the course of the last couple months. The state tournament is coming up 2 weekends from now, not this weekend, but next weekend in College Station. We'll have wall-to-wall coverage. More on that in a moment. Right now, if you are a coach for the team, you cannot coach your 7-on-7 team. It is separate. It's not because it's not UIL sanctioned. There's a separation there that prohibits coaches from coaching their 7-on-7 teams. So normally what it is, it ends up being an alum, or it ends up being some sort of volunteer, maybe a parent, maybe a booster club coach, or booster club parent, something like that, who coaches the team, or like a retired coach, something like that. The UIL was going to take a look at allowing coaches to coach their 7-on-7 teams. I will tell you that in talking with coaches, let's say the reaction to that is mixed. There are some coaches who would like to coach their 7-on-7 teams, but also there's a good number of coaches who don't want to do that because they want to have a summer, quite frankly, and that is another thing to add on to their plate, which is already full. All that is to say, the UIL Legislative Council on Friday, or last week rather, took a look at this and took no action. What does that mean? That means they didn't vote it down, they didn't vote it up, they took no action on it. They basically tabled it. My thought, generally speaking, as somebody who has been through a fair number of these legislative council meetings, if you take no action, that means that they're not interested in approving it. That doesn't mean it's going to be, there needs to be forward momentum on things, and there's no momentum on this. So my thought is that it's going to be dead until somebody brings it up again. That's broadly what it means. So do not anticipate coaches to be coaching 7-on-7 coming up here anytime soon. The other one, talk about one that does have momentum, and that is girls flag football. So the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans did a presentation in front of the UIL Legislative Council last week. And from everything from reports, I wasn't there, but from reports, it was a very impressive presentation. They are interested in having the UIL sanction girls flag football. We've, of course, seen girls flag football. The Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans have been kind of at the forefront of that. They want to sanction girls flag football. There was a vote that basically they are going to do a survey. They're going to draft a plan and do a survey on how this thing would look. This is in bureaucracy terms the first step towards this plan. Basically, you get the proposal, and the UIL tends to move pretty slow, pretty deliberately. But this is, I think, a really positive step if you want to see girls flag football sanctioned by the UIL, because they're going to do a survey, they're going to draft a plan that is going to do what it looks like. They're going to actually start putting together, hey, what would it look like if girls flag football was part of it? This is the first step in a long process. I think the absolute earliest it would happen would be 2027. It won't happen in 2026. The absolute earliest it would happen would be 2027. I think it's probably more likely to be 2028, generally speaking, because of the way that the UIL works. But there is positive momentum for girls flag football being sanctioned by the UIL. That would obviously be a big deal. Okay, let's get some coaching changes from across the state of Texas. One of them really caught me by surprise. Seguin has been looking for a new head coach for quite a while, and they found a head coach. And again, it's very late in the game. None of these coaches are going to be in the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. But Seguin has been looking for a new head coach. They went and plucked Gary Gutierrez from San Antonio John Jay. And this is a pretty surprising move in my mind, because I think that what he has done at San Antonio Jay has been really, really impressive. He has done spectacular work there for the past couple of years, really had them cooking in a lot of ways. And so now Seguin will go and pluck San Antonio Jay head coach Gary Gutierrez to be their next head coach. San Antonio Jay now looking for a new head coach. That's a pretty big move, especially this late in the game. Keep an eye on that one, but that's a really, really impressive. And by the way, for what it's worth, he's got a son who's a quarterback who can spin it as well. So keep an eye on that. Okay. Elsewhere, And this one kind of caught me by surprise. This was reported by our friend Zach Duncan at Red River Sports. You should subscribe to his Substack. It is excellent. But Iowa Park is looking for a new head coach. And that is because Brian Wood has resigned relatively abruptly after one season. You can read more about it at Red River Roundup, Zach Duncan's outstanding work. But this is relatively surprising. Brian Wood had been a guy that we thought was going to, taking over an Iowa Park team that we thought had really high expectations. This is instead going to be going back and looking for another head coach, as Iowa Park is now looking for a new head coach, as Brian Wood has left. He went 3-7 in his one season there. I don't have any of the specifics on what went down here, but it is relatively surprising, especially this late in the game, that Brian Wood resigns after one season at Iowa Park. So Iowa Park is looking for a new head coach. And finally, I wanted to close the loop on a number of on one of the rare open jobs across the state of Texas. Round Rock McNeil has been looking for a new head coach for a minute. Round Rock McNeil has been looking for a new head coach. They have found their guy after Scott Hermes stepped down. They have found their guy in Wiley East offensive coordinator. In Wiley East offensive coordinator. I didn't write down his first name. The Gardner is his name. Gardner is his name. They have found their new head coach and their offensive coordinator at Wiley East. Now, I will say one thing about Wiley East is that, Jerry Gardner. I want to make sure I get that right. Jerry Gardner to be the next head coach there at Round Rock McNeil. Wiley East's offense has been pretty potent the past couple of years. So if he's going to bring that down there to McNeil, that is something to keep an eye on. So Round Rock McNeil, to close the loop there, Wiley East offensive coordinator Jerry Gardner will be the next head coach there at Round Rock McNeil. Okay. Want to tell you a little bit about what's coming up here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football, specifically what's coming up here over the next couple of weeks, because State 7-on-7 is about to get cooking. State 7-on-7 tournament down there in College Station will be happening June 25th through 27th down there at in College Station. And we will be revealing live exclusively, 5 o'clock on Sunday, the pools for the State 7-on-7 tournament. Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. We are the exclusive home for the pool reveal show for the State 7-on-7 tournament down there in College Station. We will have wall-to-wall coverage of all the State 7-on-7 down there. 124 of the 128 spots have been clinched, but we don't know what pools they're going to be in. We will be giving you the exclusive pool reveal for the 2026 State 7-on-7 tournament down there in College Station coming up here, coming up Sunday, June 21st. We're working on the Lord's Day. 5 o'clock, wherever you're streaming us right now, we will be revealing live the State 7-on-7 tournament pools for the 2026 State 7-on-7 tournament in College Station. Make sure you tune in for that on Sunday. Again, still 4 spots to clinch. There's a couple of state qualifying tournaments going on this weekend, but 124 of the 128 teams have already punched their ticket, and you can find out what pool they will be in coming up on Sunday, live with us at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And that is all the headlines from across the state of Texas. We're at Texas Football today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Hey, you're looking for the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football? Great news. If you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe, we'll drop it in the mail for you. You will get it before it hits newsstands. If you subscribe right now, you will get it before it hits newsstands. I'm not sure how much longer I can guarantee that, but if you want to get your hands on this bad boy first, 400 pages of football goodness, the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. We'll drop it in the mail for you. Don't run around looking for it. Go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Makes a great gift as well. Go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Coming up here after the break, the head coach of the Mesquite Skeeters, Coach Raphael Thomas, caught up with our Matt Stepp, but first a word from these valued partners.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline, service you can see, experts you can trust.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a Hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Matt Stepp with Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here at the Midlothian 7-on-7 state qualifying tournament. I'm here with the head coach of the Mesquite Skeeters, Coach Raphael Thomas. After his guys are getting ready for game number 2 on the day. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us. And,
yes, sir.
It's warm, but I guess the breeze is nice, so it's not too bad out here. But, I mean, these guys are getting acclimated to the heat, right?
Most definitely. It's much better than that rain we got in Tyler last week. And, of course, coming into fall camp, this is what it'll feel like. So we might as well get acclimated and get used to it.
And you guys are in the middle of summer strength and conditioning right now. Did you guys start on the 1st or did you start on the 8th?
We started on the 8th.
Okay.
Last year, we our conference I got here, my staff got in late. I couldn't hire anybody, so we went earlier. This year, we gave that week off, and we've been doing a lot of 7-on-7, so
okay.
want to give them kids time to rest and recover. So, yes, we started on the 8th.
Now, let's talk about strength. You know, summer strength, you know, it's kind of cliche. Coaches talk about, you know, hey, you know, you got to get bigger, faster, stronger. But when you're in a position like you guys where you're trying to build and rebuild, jobs can be won or lost this summer, right?
Most
what are
definitely.
some position groups and some guys that you talked to said, hey, we can, you know, if you have a good summer camp, you come in and put the work in, come out here and do a good job in 7-on-7, starting jobs to be won or lost.
For sure.
Are there any specific position groups
Definitely
you guys
a lot of our skill positions. And we'll speak on the fact that we're a very young team. We'll be playing a lot of guys that are going to be sophomores. Out of our 20 on the roster here is 16 freshmen. So there's no spot that's secure. All of them are up for grabs, and that's just kind of how I would do things anyways. Competition, you know, breeds excellence, and that's just what we believe in. That's our motto with the whole us versus us, preaching that every day is you versus you. So we, on a daily basis, everybody's spot is up for grabs, so don't ever get comfortable.
Now, when you have a young team like that, you know, you talk to coaches who've been around this thing for a while, and they always say, you know, when you play a lot of sophomores, there's those growing pains, right? You got those ups and downs, especially when Friday night gets here, because the speed of the game from playing freshman football to varsity football is totally different. So I know you've been around you've been around this thing long enough where I think you guys kind of build that in. How do you toe that line between coaching them hard, but also making sure that they're still confident and they can go out there and execute? Because there's a fine line, right?
No doubt.
And I guess you got to know your kids individually too, right?
Yeah, first of all, it's relationships. You got to be a relationship with your kids where they understand that you're not coming from a certain place. They're not taking everything as an attack. And that's with you and your staff, because some days I'm bad cop, some days I'm good cop. It's a feel, you know, it's a flow to it, to where your coaches, you feed off each other. But we tell our guys, we're going to give you tough love, but we're attacking the problem. We're not attacking you. And we preach that throughout the field house, throughout our program, to where our kids understand that everything that we say to them is out of love. It might sound harsh and sound rough, but we're trying to fix the problem. We're not trying to attack you.
You mentioned relationships. Also, you're a big communicator. You know, you're very big with being direct and having direct communication with parents and kids. That all goes into it, right? Just being able to communicate and get that message across. Because, you know, in today's generation with these kids aren't, every generation of kids is a little bit different, so you have to kind of attack it differently. So I feel like with you and your staff, one of your biggest things is communication. How you know, was that something when you were a player you liked, or did you kind of acquire that as you were a young assistant, kind of learning from other mentors?
So no, I grew up that way because I grew up in Lufkin, Texas, to where, you know, you wanted to be a Lufkin Panther from day one, and you knew the program when you were in elementary. You knew how it was ran, and confrontation is not always a bad thing. It's a standard that we're trying to live up to, and if you're not living up to that standard, you have to confront that person that doesn't mean it's always negative, but you have to confront that problem, and that's what we do here. And our parents do a great job. The group of parents we have now have been amazing. I communicate everything on Sports U. They're all in on what we're doing, and they want their kids coached a certain way, and they want their kids to be Mesquite Skeeters. So what we're doing is working. We just have a young group.
There you go. Now, looking ahead to 2026. Now, first off, realignment. A lot of people are going to say, "Oh, Mesquite's dropping down from a really tough 6A district. They're dropping into 5A. Things are going to be great." And I know it's not like that. You still got a tough district.
Yes.
Who do you have for scrimmages, and who do you have in non-district that you're hoping will prepare you for that district race to challenge for a playoff spot?
So we've been 2-8, 2-9 in the last 3 years. Obviously, I've only been a part of that once. This past year, we went 1-9. We can't look past anybody. Everybody is preparing us. And like I mentioned, we're playing a lot of youngsters that don't have Friday night experience. So we'll scrimmage Carthage, going down there. I want my kids to see what it looks like. Somebody that's won 10, 11 state championships, facilities top notch, and how they do things. That's going to prepare us for our first game against Skyline, who beat us last 2 years. Can't look past them. And Chisholm Trail, Coach Nash is building a monster over there with those kids and rallying that community together. And we play Tyler Legacy, which is a 6A program. They're going to be bigger than us. They're going to be faster than us. They're going to be stronger than us. And we're traveling to Rose Stadium, so teaching our kids.
And being a Lufkin Panther, I know traveling to Rose Stadium is never easy, right?
So getting on the bus, that's why we played in the Tyler SQT, because I wanted us to make that trip before we actually make that trip twice this year to play both Tyler schools. But all 4 of those will get us ready for Brian Adams to open up district.
All right, final question for you. For Mesquite to have the kind of season you want to have in 2026, what's got to go right for you guys?
We have to win the battle against us daily. That's our motto, us versus us. It starts with you versus you, but we cannot beat ourselves. That's the pre-snap penalties. That's the communication. That's the things that we control. That's what us versus us. Control the controllable.
Nothing drives you more crazy than a pre-snap penalty,
right?
Oh,
my goodness. If you look at the stats, the wins and losses on who won the pre-snap penalty battle, it's not even close. And that's stuff you can control. And that's part of our foundation. That's number one. You hear me say us versus us. People hear it and see it. They don't know what it really means. We're not just saying it just to say it. That's winning the daily mental battle against us. That's no different than when we get out there on the field. That's the personal fouls, penalties, pre-snap penalties, all those things. We can't give people free downs, free yardage, and free points. We can't.
There he is, Ralph Thomas, the head coach of the Mesquite Skeeters. Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck watching you guys the rest of the day, and good luck in 2026.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
There he is, Mesquite head coach Raphael Thomas, catching up with Matt Stepp at a state 7-on-7 qualifying tournament this past weekend. Appreciate him taking a little bit of time with us. Let's go to Vianney Moreno for America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts.
Okay, so let me go and put this. Okay,
Go
I continuing on the World Cup
Copa
craziness, Copa Mundial. I have some questions.
I think I want to learn Spanish. I was in Kansas City this week, and I was on a train, and I was on a train, and there was like a family who was speaking Spanish, and then like another guy who was like, I think pretty clearly like from Kansas City, just like jumped in and started having a conversation with them, and that looked fun. And I think I want to learn Spanish.
One time,
I think it would be really useful for me. So I think I want to learn Spanish.
I did freak you out one time whenever I was talking to my dad on the phone. We were coming back from Austin or something like that.
It's like the most crazy.
And you were like,
switch.
"How were you able to go from Spanish to English?"
You were just It was just like it was. There was no like hard divides in your conversation. It was just like flowing in between, across borders, between like English and Spanish, and it all sounded like it didn't sound difficult to you. It just sounded like you were just talking, and it was easier to say some things in Spanish and some things in English, and so you just chose the easier path.
I did.
That's crazy to me.
Wait.
I want that.
Can I ask you a couple of World Cup trivia questions? Because the way
trivia
you were
questions.
Yeah, because the way you were questions. The way you were talking about it, I was like, this guy knows.
I like soccer.
World Cup ball. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Really quickly. Okay, so obviously, which country was the first to win the World Cup twice?
Was it England?
Italy.
Okay, that makes sense. They can't even qualify, though, anymore. Like, we expanded the tournament, and Italy can't even qualify. Get good. Anyway.
Which World Cup was the first to be televised?
Oh, Lord. Probably like...
Give me like a ballpark.
1950?
Yes, 1954.
Bang. All right.
Okay, which player... Oh, whoops, sorry. Which player has appeared in the most World Cup tournaments?
It's probably like...
5 tournaments.
Jeez. It's probably like Pelé.
Messi.
Really?
Yes.
So this will be his 5th?
Yes.
Oh, crazy.
Largest margin of victory in a World Cup match.
I guess it's 7-1 when Germany beat Brazil 7-1, right?
Nope. 9 goals. Hungary defeated South Korea 9-0.
That's rude.
Okay, a couple more. Okay. These are fun and fun little more on the other side. Okay. What animal correctly predicted several match results at the 2010 World Cup?
Was that the octopus?
Yes.
I remember the
octopus.
I remember the octopus.
Okay.
I've always said we should have a chicken and like put out 2 things of feed for like who will win? Will it be Katie or will it be Atascocita? And like put out 2 things of feed, and whichever one Roscoe the pickin' chicken goes to,
yes,
that's who. And then compare Roscoe to me, and because that feels like a baseline. It's like, am I smarter than a chicken?
Exactly. One more, last one.
It's up for debate.
Last one. Would you? That's a good. We could end on that, but I want to ask you this: would you rather score the winning goal in a World Cup final? Or save the winning penalty in a or save the winning penalty.
It's got to be saving a penalty.
You're a hero.
I think so. I think that is because I want you to think about how many like the best keeper in the world, right? The best keeper in the world is saving what? A quarter? Like that would be crazy if he saved a quarter of the penalties, right? Assuming like on net, I don't count like if it goes over the bar, like you know what I mean.
Yeah. Of course.
If you get to save the like that is a heroic moment.
That is. All eyes are on you.
And like I don't know, like scoring the goal, like we all think of like these beautiful goals, like these beautiful goals. Like we're all thinking of like Messi or Maradona or like Mbappe or some of these guys who put together these like crazy goals. A lot of goals are kind of ugly. You know what I mean? We're just like kind of keep chipping away at it and it goes in. I don't know. Like if I could get like a golazo for the to win the World Cup.
Golazo?
Maybe. But like I think it's probably like you're guaranteed to be a hero if you save the penalty that
Have you been watching the games in Spanish or in English?
English, but I do love the fact that the Spanish broadcast does not respect the hydration break. I love that. That is, let me tell you something about the hydration break, folks. That is late stage capitalism right there. That is late stage capitalism. We have built in a commercial break into a sport that was designed to never have commercial breaks. What are we doing? What's going on?
What's going on? What are we doing?
That's the rule. It sucks. I hate the hydration break. Especially like all these games are indoors. Yeah. They're in air conditioning. Why does Virgil van Dijk need a hydration break after 25 minutes of running around in air conditioning? Like I understood it. It made sense when the World Cup was in Qatar because it's in the desert, okay? And it's 170 degrees outside, and these like peak athletes might keel over. I get it. Brother, we are at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Mercedes-Benz.
They have the world's greatest HVAC system. You don't need to have a break. To have some orange slices. These are the greatest athletes in the world. They're fine.
Orange slices.
Or if they need water, do what our grandparents did. Fake an injury.
Yes, exactly.
And then get some water out there. Whatever. We don't need hydration breaks. Anyway. That's late-stage capitalism.
Oh,
It's going to do it for us.
full reveal.
Thanks for spending part of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Rafael Thomas, head coach of the Mesquite Skeeters, for being our guest. For V&A Moreno, I'm Greg Tepper. We'll see you Thursday on Texas Football Today.